Good morning, Year 6. I hope that you're all safe and well and that you had a fantastic weekend. So, welcome to the last week of home learning. How exciting! This time next week, we will all be in class together. So wonderful a thought to think that we're all going to be together again and we'll all be learning again face to face, which will be brilliant. Oh, can I just say, Friday, wow. I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I did. It was so wonderful to see you all and to be able to talk to you all. Honestly, it absolutely filled my heart with joy. I was so happy to see you all, and I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I did. So great to hear how well you are getting on with everything that you are doing. It's amazing, and to see your smiling faces. Oh, I cannot wait to see you all again this time next week. So, Monday. As always, got the Gospel Assembly. So click on the link for Mr. Carey, okay, and watch the Gospel Assembly. That would be great. Let me just move my camera a little bit closer because the sun is reflecting on it. So I hope that's a bit better for you. Anyway, so Gospel Assembly, click on the link for the Gospel Assembly, and then maths. Well, we're in our final week of decimals this week, okay? So we are looking at fractions as decimals or decimals as fractions today. And you're not going to find this too difficult at all because it's revision, all right? So you know this already. So you should be able to fly with this and know what you're doing. But it's really important that we revisit it first. Okay, so we are looking at decimals as fractions. So it's really clear, the White Rose video today. So click on the link for the White Rose on the lesson presentation and watch the video really carefully because it does clearly explain, and also it helps you visualise. There's visual representations on there as well, which are really useful for you as well. But as always, I have got a little bit of an example here for you so that I could just go through it. It's not dissimilar to what's on the White Rose Hub this morning because I haven't got my own little strategy for this one. It's the same for everybody. Sorry if I've disappointed you. Okay. So, got the place value chart here. We've been looking a lot in decimals at the place value chart, all right? So we're only looking at our ones. We've got our ones here, and then we've got the decimal place, and then we've got the tenths and the hundredths. So underneath, I've just put the example there of 0.1, and we know 0.1 is 1/10, yeah? So when you write it on the place value chart, I've put 0.6 here, but when you write 0.1, it goes into the tenths column. So that would be 1/10. You all know that, I know that you do. So the next one is the one that I've written, 0.6. And we've written it in the place value chart, so that's in this tenths column, okay? So that would be 6/10. Again, year 6, I know that you know this, but it really does help if you do the place value chart and write it on there, because what you'll find is that they'll be putting placeholders in as well. And if you don't write the placeholder in, sometimes you might get it slightly wrong. So it does really help if you do draw out the place value chart, okay? And I know that it helped you a lot before. So just bear that in mind for me, okay? And then we've got 0.7, and we know that that's going to be 7/10. If you wrote it in the place value chart, 0.7, 7/10. Easy peasy. You all know that already, so well done. Right, so now we're going to look at hundredths. So we all know this already. So we look at 0.19, 0.19, and it is 19 over 100, okay? And if we were to put it in the place value chart, it would be 0.19. And then we could see that the 9 goes in the hundredths column and the 1 would go in the tenth column, okay? So it'd be 1/10 and 9 hundredths, all right? So 0.19, 19 over 100. And then the example that I've written on the place value chart is 0.39. And as we know, that would be 39 over 100. Again, writing it in this place value chart really does help you visualise it and know that you've got it right. So I'd really advise you and like you to do that, please. Okay, brilliant. Now, we're in year 6. So they're not all going to be as easy as those. Those are incredibly straightforward. You can't get more simple than that. But what you might have is something like this. So we have 1/5 as a decimal. What would 1/5 be as a decimal? So to change it to a decimal, we need to make it into a tenth or a hundredth or a thousandth, yes? So we can make 1/5 into a tenth, can't we? So we know with fractions, because we've done a lot of work on fractions, if we change the 5 to a 10, we multiply it by 2. So if we do that to the denominator, if we do that to the bottom, we have to do the same to the numerator. So we times the 1 by 2. So it would be 2/10. Okay? And then we could write it in our place value chart, 0.2. All right? So 1/5 as a decimal is 0.2. You have to make it to a tenth. All right? And then here's just the next example, 2/5. What would 2/5 be as a decimal? Well, you change the denominator to a 10 because it's got to be a tenth or a hundredth or a thousandth if we're looking at bigger numbers. And what you do is you multiply that 5 by 2, which is, so you're multiplying that by 2 to make 10. And then so you do it to the top as well. Whatever you do to the bottom, you do to the top. So you multiply that 2 by 2. And you get 4/10. So as a decimal, it would be 0.4. So 1/5 as a decimal would be 0.2. 2/5 as a decimal would be 0.4. I hope that makes it nice and clear for you. I know that you already really know all of that. Like I said, we're revising, but there's no harm in revising. Maths, being a successful mathematician is all about practice. Practice, 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 okay? So today, watch the video like I've already said, and then answer the questions on the first sheet. And if you can, I'm hoping that you might all want to do that today. Do the challenge. You're so brilliant, Year 6. You are fantastic. Just do your best. Well, tomorrow is World Book Day. And what we have decided to do as a school is look at a book together, okay? And focus on the book. So the book that we have chosen is Tuesday by David Wisner, okay? And I have put some activities, some really fab activities together that I know that you are going to really enjoy. Some of you might have heard of this book before, or even looked at it or seen it. So it is a fantastic book. It is a picture book, okay? Can you see those frogs floating on lily pads? This book is all about something that happens on a Tuesday night that gets people into a bit of a pickle. They don't know what happened on Tuesday night, but looking at this picture here, yeah, you might have a good idea about what happened. So what I have done on the PowerPoint is I've put a slideshow of the book, so you can read the book on the PowerPoint, and also there's a link to YouTube, and you can look at the link, and it's just the animated version. There's no words in it, it's just got beautiful music, okay, and you can watch that, okay. So watch the link and follow the slides and have a look at what happened on, look at that. What happened? Ooh, on Tuesday night. I wish I was in school with you to teach you this. I know that you're going to really enjoy it. And obviously, I'm going to do my videos every day of what I want you to do about this. But because we're not just focusing on one day, I should have said this already, we are doing a whole week on this fantastic book. So all of your lessons for English this week will be based around this wonderful book. Now, what do I want you to do today? So you're going to look at the slideshow of the books, okay, of the book. And then what you are going to do is watch the YouTube. And then you are going to, there's some pictures and there's questions of the pictures, all right? So once you've looked at the book and got a really good idea about what happened, okay, I would like you to answer those questions. A lot of them are really inference ones, so it's using your imagination and thinking about what happened and describing what you've seen, all right? I hope those are on slide there's an example answer on slide 34. So the questions are on slide 33 and 34 because I've put all of the slides for the book first. So there's quite a few to go through. And then there's the questions, and I've put an example answer there so that you can use that to model from. Okay, so I can't wait to hear what you think of that and how you get on and to see all of your great work. Brilliant, Year 6. So have great fun. So that is this morning's lessons, okay? So this afternoon we are going to do music. And the music today, wait for it, is based on this. Okay, so we're really having a Tuesday week, but you know, lots of our lessons are getting cross-curricular links in with Tuesday. So what I'd like you to do is to create some music for a scene, yeah, out of Tuesday, okay? So I want you to pick a scene from Tuesday and create some music. Now, I can see certain people's face here because I know we've got fantastic musicians, fantastic musicians, and if you do create music and if you could send it to me, we could listen as a class next week. Wouldn't that be fantastic? So but there is a link on the PowerPoint for music, okay, on the lesson presentation, and you can create music a program called GarageBand, all right? Really, really great program. So have a look at that and choose your scene and have fun creating music. Okay, brilliant. So there is your Monday's lessons. You are looking at fractions as decimals, and you are looking at the book Tuesday and answering those comprehension questions. Then you're going to be creating some music. Wow, what a day. Brilliant. All right, well, have a fantastic day, Year 6. Enjoy all of your learning, all right? And the beautiful sunshine as well. Get out if you can. All right, take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye.